All right, guys, so the time has finally come for an in-depth look at my flight sim setup. This has been requested many times over the past year or two, asking me to make a video like this, and we're finally getting around to it. Got everything kind of cleaned up and showroom-ish ready. So we're gonna take a look at my Boeing configuration, Boeing and anything non-Airbus. And then also we're gonna take a look at my Airbus configuration. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Blake. I'm a manager of flight dispatch at a major US carrier. And in my airline, we fly an all Airbus fleet. And with that, I have a profound love of Airbus. So my Airbus setup is a little bit more on the high fidelity side, if you will. So we'll take a look at that, and then also we'll just kind of briefly look around the sim room, because this whole room is dedicated to aviation and flight simulation, that kind of stuff. So without further ado, we'll get to it. All right, guys, we're going to kick things off with the Boeing configuration, and we're going to work from left to right. And this is about what you'd be looking at if you were sitting in the seat of my rig. And obviously a big highlight of the whole setup is that giant Samsung Odyssey Arc, but we'll get to that in a minute. So we're gonna start with the brain of the operation, my Jetline Systems custom flight simulation PC. Now, if you are not familiar with Jetline Systems, they are a boutique flight simulation company, if you will. They build PCs that are optimized for flight sim. They also build full motion, full cockpit setups for universities and things like that. And they're also the North America vertical flight control distributor. But overall, the best thing to know about these folks is that they are fucking amazing human beings. Obviously, you can get a computer a little bit cheaper if you built it yourself. But they offer lifetime support, kick-ass warranties, and they'll build you whatever you need based off of your needs in your budget, if you have a budget. And if you don't, you can go all out. But they are phenomenal. For those of y'all who have been around the channel for a while know that I am all about Jetline Systems. Love those guys to death. And if you ever need a PC, highly recommend checking them out. They're over in Tampa, Florida. Again, super cool folks. Got a great relationship with them. I've been dealing with them since 2020, so past 4 years, and I don't foresee myself ever going anywhere else. But basic specs of the PC, I'm not the biggest PC guy in the world, but we got the Gigabyte GeForce 4090, Intel i9 processor, 64 gigs of RAM, solid state memory, you know, all the stuff you would expect. I think MSRP on this from Jetline is about $6,500, somewhere like that. And again, they are a boutique company, and it's not necessarily the PC that you're paying for. I mean, obviously you're paying for that, but you're also getting the lifetime support, the amazing warranties. I think it's a 3-year warranty. If anything in this computer messes up at all, bam, they send you the new part overnight, and you are rocking and rolling. Continuing on, we got the Corsair headset with the track IR sensor on it. I can't remember exactly which headset this is. It's $100. I get a lot of compliments about how good the microphone sounds when I'm talking on stream, so I enjoy it for that reason. It's also very comfortable. My ears don't get hot, and I can wear it all day long. I have thought about getting a boom mic, but until then, really enjoying this thing. I've also got the little stand. It's got a couple USB 3.0 ports in it, but I really just got it for the aesthetics, RGB. You know, gotta have all the lights. Next, we've got some Elgato key lights. Got 2 of those to make me look super white, because I'm already pale as it is, and these make me look even more pale. Then I got 2 27-inch monitors in portrait mode for all of the utility software. So from you know, OBS, Chrome, charts if I want to run them on there, Spotify, you know, all the utility stuff. I go Southwest. We're running live traffic right now in Vegas. It is currently Super Bowl Sunday, so I figured there'd be a lot of traffic here, so I loaded up there. But anyways, so we got the two 27-inch monitors. Then we've got the Samsung Odyssey Arc 55-inch curved smart LED display. I think it's like 240 hertz refresh rate, full 4K, 3080 by whatever. Basically just a massive ass gaming computer monitor, but it's also like a smart TV. It's got all the apps and all that shit. You can even lift it up, turn it into portrait mode, and it comes out to three 32-inch displays stacked on top of each other. I don't use that function. It looks really cool. They call it cockpit mode. It's even got RGB in the back, but for me, it stays just like this, and it is phenomenal for flight sim. It's so big that everything looks proportionately the way that it should if you're sitting in the real airplane. And I've noticed too, and I go back and rewatch some of the streams, there's things that I noticed while I was streaming and I was flying that I don't notice or I don't see as well in the stream. And it hits me. It's like, well, it's probably because I'm sitting in front of a giant ass monitor. So I can see things a lot better. Also, the full 4K helps too. But this thing retails MSRP $3,500. I magically got it on sale. I was just looking for a new monitor. I used to have a 49-inch ultra wide. I wanted to do something different because I couldn't really stream on it very well. And I just happened to Google like best monitors or some shit, and this came up, and it was $2,000 on sale. So I got it for $2,000, and then later I found out it actually MSRPs for $3,500. Would I pay $3,500 for it? I don't know. Would I pay $2,000? Shit, yeah. So it's basically two of the last monitor that I had, two 49-inch ultra wide stacked on top of each other, I believe. But anyways, continuing on down, we've got Corsair keyboard. I think that was $200. We got the TCA Thrustmaster Boeing yoke. Love this thing. I love that pendular design. You can really have a lot of accuracy in your inputs. Got that with the throttle, which I don't use. I gave it away. That was $500. Got the Thrustmaster TPR pedals. Probably the best, at least one of the best pedals on the market you can get. Super robust. Everything's metal. Actually takes quite a bit of pressure to move the pedals, which is realistic. A lot more than it would be with some plastic pedals. Highly recommend those. Got those for $600 at Banyan Pilot Shop down in Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. Got the Honeycomb Bravo throttle. Got these two little knobs off of Etsy. These were the original knobs that were here. Took those off, put those on the reverse levers, and then put those on here. These are just the standard throttle and spoiler levers. I've thought about doing some of the stuff where you got, you know, the detents and whatnot, but honestly, this works just fine because I think that shit is, they charge way too much for what it is, so I've never really cared about it. I know what a lot of y'all gonna say, like, oh, someone with a $6,500 PC and a $3,500 monitor is worried about, you know, $100 set. Yes, not doing it. Yeah, so that's the Honeycomb Bravo. Everybody's familiar with that. We've got a iPad 10-inch, old school. It's got the button. That's on a mount that is mounted onto the next level chair, and it's just to run the FMS. The FMS is an app that I got from flightsim.to, paid for it. It's Fergo CDU. I would moderately recommend it. It's a bit laggy. You cannot type fast on it at all. You have to like give a second in between each key input. But if you want to set it up like this, it does give you a little bit more immersion. Let's see. Got the next level racing chair. Won this at Flight Sim Expo. Microsoft hosted a landing challenge, and whoever had the highest score in the landing challenge won this chair. And somehow I managed to post the highest score. Can't remember what it was. It was like 1.5 million or some shit. Who cares? But got this for free. Super dope. Highly recommend. My only complaint, really, like the real complaint that I have, is just that it sits kind of low and there's no way to raise it up. My planned fix for that is I got a pallet. I'm gonna cut it in half and then put a piece of plywood over it. I'm gonna sand everything down, paint it black, and basically make a little deck to sit this on to raise it up 4 or 5 inches. At that point, I think it'll be perfect. It just sits a little too low. Not the most comfortable in the world. It is a little bit stiff, but you could easily solve that with a little seat cushion or something. But I'm totally fine sitting in it, as you see. Moving on along, we've got 12.9 inch iPad Pro. Recently got this. I've recently started dabbling in the world of Apple. I've always been an Android guy up to this point. Absolutely love this thing. It's amazing for flight sim with charts, for flight, looking at your OFP, marking on your OFP, all that kind of stuff. So obviously we have the Apple Pencil there for that. I got this mount, came across it on Instagram. It was a $100 mount. They have 2 different versions. One where the iPad just magnetically pops on and off, and then there's another one for $50 that if I can get that back on right. Another one $50 that has a clamp. I wanted the magnetic so I could pop it on and off. Being that I write on my iPad a lot, you can swivel it, you can close it in, extend it out, you can rotate that into portrait. Very robust, very stiff, so you don't have to worry about it, kind of like the weight of the iPad making it sink. It is pricey, but if you want something really, really nice and robust and to do the job, I'd recommend one of those. I can't remember the name of it. I'll figure it out and put it in the description in this video. But so we got the iPad holder there. Got this little box here on the desk, along with those 2 boxes back there. The bottom box is for the Odyssey display. The other is basically I'm feeding data into that box from these 2 monitors to make the monitors work. Gives me like a couple extra display ports. So this is for the butt kicker. I can't remember exactly. I think it's called the Gamer Plus or some shit. It's the biggest one they got. So that's like the little control unit for it. Does come with a remote. This is for the Odyssey display. And this little deal here is for, well, don't really matter, but it's for the butt kicker. And then that remote's for that light over there. Yeah, butt kicker is a transducer on the bottom of the seat. It basically replicates bass into vibration, and that way you can feel your engine spooling up. You can feel when you touch down on the runway, all that kind of stuff. If you want immersion, highly recommend it. I could live without it. I've heard some people say they can't. I could live without it. It's not a game breaker for me, but I do enjoy it. So this is the Boeing setup. And this little deal here, I don't think I talked about this. This is the camera for the track IR. I have to have it elevated so it's seeing above the yoke. So I got it on a little honeycomb box, and then my Airbus coffee mug that I got from the Airbus final assembly line in Mobile, Alabama, when I went and picked up a brand new jet. So next, we will get into the Airbus setup, and I will see y'all on that one. All right, guys, now we're gonna take a look at the Airbus configuration. And many of those who have been following the channel for a while and also seen my separate video or videos on my channel of the throttle quadrant and the McDo, none of this will be new to you. But for those of you who have not, this is my Flight Sim PM Airbus throttle. Most everything here is 1-to-1 to the real airplane. Everything lights up, like all the backlighting works, all the detents work, lift gates, all that stuff. I didn't feel like crawling under there and plugging everything in. There are 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 things to plug in when running this unit. 3 plugins for the backlighting on the throttle section, the add-on section, and then the backlighting here. And then the data cords for this and this, because these are 2 separate units, severed right here. And then also HDMI and data for that. It's a lot to plug in for a quick little video, so I didn't plug them in, but like I said, everything is mostly 1-for-1. If you want to use the spoil lever, you got to push it in to be able to use it, and then it'll come back up. Got your detents here. This is not a 1-for-1. It does not lift up. I wish they can make that lift, but to use the park and brake, you just do that. Got the lift gates on the engine master switches. Got our detents on the throttles. And you can also, there's so much travel on this thing that you can actually utilize reverse idle instead of just having to be full reverse or idle. I got your trim wheels, although they are not motorized, but they work great. And then the McDo works just like the real thing. The only thing I have to do is pop out the screen, the McDo and the sim, drag it into here, full screen it. Other than that, I run a little piece of software that came from the developer. This is Java Simulations, or Java Simulator. I think they're out of Thailand. This was about $450. Works really good for the price. It's probably the cheapest one you're gonna be able to find. Decent quality. It's not, you know, 1-for-1 quality in the sense of like all the buttons are rubber and all this being metal and stuff like the real thing, but it's a very good representation. Very clicky. Love using that. Over here, got the FS Projects side stick with the rubber gator. It is on a HOTAS base, and love this thing. Got this all because of V1 and his recommendation on it after his video. Otherwise, I never would have known this even existed. So the base, I believe, if I remember correctly, might be wrong, was $250, and then this was like $250 as well. So overall, you know, you're looking at $450, $500 for that side stick setup. Totally worth it. I love it. Feels very realistic. I do have some time in the Level D sim and an Airbus, and with adjusting the sensitivity on this, making it really sensitive to the real airplane, you can get a pretty good comparison to the real deal. Then over here we got the Cat 3 design tiller. This is $450. Love this thing. This was made by a real life pilot in Australia. I believe this was 400, maybe 450. Can't completely remember, but I use this both with Boeing and Airbus. Obviously Boeing has got the vertical tiller, whereas this one has horizontal, but works really, really well. It has a lot of travel, and you can be a lot more precise with your taxing. I also got the pedal disconnect button. Works just like the real thing when you have it all bound correctly with the Airbus. So that is the Airbus setup. Everything else remains the same. I just swap out. I'll leave that mounted. Obviously, bolting and unbolting that from the chair is a huge pain in the ass. So I never unbolt those, but those stay. I just swap out this and the Bravo, remount the 10-inch iPad. There's just a little ball deal here, so I just loosen that up, pop it on, tighten it down, and then detach the yoke, and then bam, got the Airbus setup. Between the two setups, I highly prefer the Airbus. One, obviously, because we have, you know, a lot more realistic setup in a way, but also it's just way roomier. I can actually like use my desk. I don't have a yoke in my crotch. It's just a lot more comfortable, a lot more roomy. This is with the chair pulled all the way back. I don't think I covered in the Boeing portion. I have a wireless number pad, and I control all of my views with the number pad. And so this way, if I'm not using my track IR, I can just change the views with the keypad. So if I'm taxiing along, I got my right hand on the tiller, I can just quickly hit one of these with my left hand, have it close. I can even slide this down here. And so if my hand's here on the throttle, I can just quickly reach down, hit that, you know, whatever I need to do. So that's the whole purpose behind this. It's a little bit more cumbersome, especially when I'm trying to taxi and multitasking, you're working the radios, looking at charts and all that shit. Then I have to reach across my body and hit that. So I bought that. It's probably $15 off Amazon, something of that nature. I think that's about it. Corsair mouse, I didn't talk about that. I don't think people really give a shit about mouse and keyboard, but Corsair mouse, got the Corsair mouse pad that lights up. We got the medium-sized Stream Deck for streaming. I can control all my key lights with it. Go live, change my scenes, all that good stuff. I can start some applications that I might need, like Volanta, FS Realistic, IQ. Just hit those little buttons and bam, they are running. So that's that. And I guess last but not least, we'll kind of finish things up with just a little view around the sim room. So up here is a picture that my girlfriend got me for Christmas or birthday one year. I gotta pop that little top part back into the frame. But it's basically a picture of every scheduled route in the world. And obviously you can tell Europe and the East Coast of the United States are pretty dark. Same with East Asia as well. So that's pretty cool. I think I got that at Target. Found that at Target one day. This picture was in my best friend's house when he bought it. He didn't want it, so he gave it to me. Obviously, I like airplanes, so that fits in pretty well. Got all of my models from AliExpress. Recently got these. So if you go to AliExpress and you search plane models, LED lighting, you'll get these, it'll show you these big ass airplanes. They're about $60 each if you don't get the LED cabin lighting. If you do get the cabin lighting, it's like $70, but essentially, well, actually, let's do this. Let's compare this one here. So this is a 1:82 ratio for $60 compared to a 1:100 ratio for $50 to $60, depending on the airplane and when you get it and how they have it in stock. So save a lot of money, very high quality, very big, they can light up. So I really enjoy these. I've never really cared to buy models of a lot of different carriers until these came along. And I just started buying them up. So we got the Delta 350, Delta 8330, CO, American 78, Southwest 737-700, Spirit 320neo, and then the United 777. I believe it's a 200. Then if we go to the Skymarks, I've got a 717. I got this FS Elite magazine at Expo, along with the honeycomb hat, Blue Games glasses. I always got to have this cool stuff on display, you know. FS Project side stick stickers. This came with my side stick. Got a Jetline Systems hat. Got Embraer 145 XLR and Embraer 175 in the Skymarks. Now, I used to work for Delta back in the day, and I made it a goal of mine to purchase every aircraft in the Delta fleet. I used to date a girl up in Canada, and when I would go through Minneapolis to get to Winnipeg, they had a Delta employee store there. So I'd go in there and I would buy an airplane every time I'd go to Winnipeg. So with all of that said, we've got, I believe it's MD-90, Embraer 175, 777, A330, no, 76, A220, 747, 75, A330, A321, CO, CRJ 900, CRJ 200, A320 CFMs, MD-88, 737 800, 737 900, another 717. Then over to Spirit, we got Spirit 321 Neo with the Wi-Fi dome, 320 Neo with Wi-Fi dome, 320 CO IAE engines, and then Trans-States Airlines Embraer 145. So I used to work for them. Started my dispatch career with those guys. And this is just a few other little things that I've obtained of Spirit throughout time. So a couple of those with the models. Thanks to my lovely girlfriend for Christmas this year. She made me this bomb-ass wrong side simulation sign. So we got that up. It's all backlit. You can change whatever color you want. Thank you to my good friend Shaq and his wife. Made me this koozie. So we got the wrong side koozie. Purchased this clock at Expo. Got this trading coin from L3 Harris. They were at an air show, and I got to talking with them about dispatch, dispatch school and stuff of that nature. So they gave me one of those. Got this Predator drone picture, got that at Expo as well. Got to go tour the 111th Reconnaissance Squadron and 147th Reconnaissance Wing over at Allison Field, which was where the Expo was at. Got to meet one of the Predator operators and go check out their training sim. So to remember that, I had him sign it and got that posted up. For those of y'all who know me well, I'm from Louisiana. I love my LSU Tigers, so I've got the LSU helmet on display with this RGB light stick, and it kind of shows through. Looks pretty cool. Two Taylor guitars. This is I'm not sure of this one. Zemgar for you guitar folks. It's nylon string guitar. My best friend that gave me that also gave me that. And then my grandfather that passed away several years ago, this was his guitar. It was a Martin, so I've got that as well. A few other little flight sim doohickeys. Got the radio panel. Just don't have any way to like mount it to the setup where it looks good and functions right, so that's down there for now. Got an Oculus VR headset, and I think that's gonna be pretty much it. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this. So Callie Simmer, good friend Callie Simmer, got me this this coffee mug. Wrong size mugs, hands off, and she knows me so well. I suffer from can't remember shit. So that is on display. Obviously back to LSU. Thought it was super dope. They have their own beer cans. So got that on display. And then my girlfriend and I took Maverick tours in Grand Canyon. So I had that made and put that up. And obviously American flag. That's pretty much it. Got another map up there. I got some other Airbus pictures I'm going to be mounting here to kind of polish things off. And then last but not least, my secondary camera. This camera provides all of the overhead views during the streams. I typically just stack it up on these three boxes and then have it looking straight down. That is a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus or whatever the hell. And I have it in this little case to help charge it while it's doing its thing. And guys, I think that's pretty much going to complete it all. If I missed anything, let me know. I got these speakers here. I don't use them. I used to use them. Great speakers. They're Samsung. Got them in like a music recording kit, and so you could like record music on your computer. So got those, but I don't use them anymore other than just to get those lights up high enough to shine over this tall ass Odyssey. And other than that, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Again, if you have any questions about anything in the setup, just comment, and I will answer any questions that y'all have. As always, be good at it, keep it on the wrong side, and I'll see y'all on the next one.